We are delighted to welcome you all here tonight for this rare opportunity to experience wisdom, meditation, and happiness with a globally respected humanitarian peace ambassador and spiritual leader.
I am the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And tonight I was asked to give you a 5-minute talk about the experience that we had with the IAHD way back when I was a brigade commander in Marawi City. If you will recall, in 2017, the ISIS-inspired terrorist groups, they laid siege to the Islamic city of Marawi City. And during that time, our soldiers were involved heavily in combat, urban warfare with the terrorists. The conflict was done in 5 months, and we came out victorious. Techniques that were taught to us were very helpful in overcoming the stress, the trauma that we felt during combat. And personally, when I feel I'm stressed because of the threats that we are facing, especially in the South China Sea. I use the meditation technique that was taught to me, and I am given new ideas on how to deal with the threats that we face in our country. Thank you very much, and I hope that this session will be very helpful to all of us. Good evening.
Let's all welcome the one, the only Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankar.
Mabuhay!
So lovely to be back here in Philippines. Let me acknowledge the Major General, the Chief of Armed Forces, who have expressed his, appreciation for the art of living. And as a token of appreciation, I'd like to present him with a shawl.
Jr., Secretary of the Interior and Local Government. Can you please come up, sir?
Want to do. This evening it says joy, enjoy with Gurudev.
Oh, yeah.
What is it we want? Time and again we ask this question to us, a simple question. What is that I want in my life? What's the purpose of my life? Am I happy? Am I spreading happiness? Or am I looking for happiness? These questions themselves bring a clarity in our mind. You've heard a lot about art of living. Art of living is based on 5 principles. You might be curious, many of you. What is this art of living? I would say it is to make life a celebration. All that is needed to make life a celebration, we need to adopt in our life. That's art of living. A child smiles 400 times a day. An adolescent 17 times. An adult doesn't smile every day. But if someone has a downfall, adult smiles. Look, I told you. What has happened? No child has come into this planet being a bad guy. No child wants to give any job to the armed forces or the police. No. They've all come here as a bubbling joy, fountain of joy. Isn't it?
Yes.
See, as a child, we had all those qualities in us where we had sense of belongingness with everybody. A sense of resilience. We were crying, And for us to smile back, it won't take much time. Have you noticed that in babies? Tears are still on their cheek and they're giving a big smile. As an adult, if you ever cry, many adults don't even cry, especially when men, they find it's not dignified to cry, below their status to cry. But when you cry, for you to smile back, how much time does it take? It's a big question, correct? Sometimes months, sometimes years. What is that we are lacking? If we just examine, we find we have not learned how to manage our mind, our emotions, our intellect. Man has shrunk. What do you say?
Yeah.
How many of you agree on this? Okay, how many of you don't agree on this? How come some of you are not raising hands for both? Are you all here?
Yes.
Hey everyone, are you all here?
Yes.
Don't you see this happening? You are talking to somebody and they are not fully there. How many of you have experienced this? You can raise your hand. Let's see how many of you can. Yeah. The attention span is shrinking because we have so much to do. You know what's the formula for stress? Anyone here want to get stressed? You already
so
had
much.
enough of it, right? The formula for stress is too much to do, too little time, and no energy.
Yes.
Now, you can't reduce the things that you have to do, correct? It seems to keep increasing day by day and it doesn't seem to reduce. You have to answer your messages, there's social media, and you have to respond to so many things. Otherwise, people feel offended, correct?
Correct.
Suppose someone sends you a message, you don't read them. What do they feel? Huh? Offended. They don't feel good about it. So, you have your responsibility has increased more and more. The things you have to do has really skyrocketed. So we have too much things to do and time is constant. The clock doesn't say today you are going to be 15 hours. It is 25 hours. It's only 24 hours for everybody. Maybe once a year when the time does it change here? Your food also makes you tired. Have you noticed this? How many of you noticed this? On a holiday you eat a lot of food and you feel more exhausted. Right? It's a right amount of food, and then the second source of energy is sleep. If you don't believe in what I'm saying, don't sleep for 2 days, then you will sleep. It's your experience. 2 days if you don't sleep, even 1 day if you miss your sleep, you feel exhausted. You are not the normal person. If you want anyone to behave in a very nasty manner, deprive them 3 nights of sleep. 4th day you can't even recognize them. They will be so nasty. What do you say? You want to do this experiment?
No.
Anyone here? Anyone? Huh? It's obvious. Sleep is the second. Here again, if you sleep too long, then you feel more tired. Suppose on a holiday you sleep for 10 hours. You don't feel like getting up and doing anything. Correct?
Yes.
Right amount of sleep. But then, more important than these two are breathing. There is not 1 minute that you can be without breathing. The first thing we did coming to this planet, we took a deep breath and then we started crying. Isn't it? If you have not cried, your parents would have cried. And the last thing you will be doing in life, you will breathe out and that's it, you will not breathe in again. And you will make everyone else cry. If others don't cry, that means you have not lived a good life. What do you think?
Yes.
If people are happy, oh good, this guy has gone. It indicates how we lived our life. But we have paid no attention to our breath. And breathing can help us to get over our prejudice in the mind, stress in the mind, and tension in the body. And it can also boost our energy level. And then comes our prejudice in our mind. We have all sorts of prejudice. Prejudice against gender, prejudice against religion. We have prejudice against race, culture, and all that stuff, isn't it? We have to move away from the prejudice. This is very important. And then we have this identity crisis. We identify ourselves as somebody, and then we think the others are not part of this particular identity, no longer belongs to us. I say we have to look into our identity like this. First and foremost, we are part of one universal spirit. We are part of one light, one human race. We are all part of one human family. Isn't it?
Yes.
And then we can come. We are male or female, then the second identity, third identity, you belong to this country or that country, this language or that language, this race or that race, this religion or that religion, all that. The other identities come much bigger. First and foremost, we are human beings. And if we miss the humanness in us, no point in doing anything else. What do you say? Correct?
Yes.
And what does it need to be human? Just remember what you are, who you are, how you have come this planet. You came without any prejudice. Embracing everybody, recognizing we're all part of one human family. What is happening now? In your mind you're saying, what next? Correct?
Yes.
See, as I'm speaking, you're also nodding. You're also speaking with me. Do you know that?
Yes.
When I'm talking, your mind says, yes, 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 it makes sense. Or you go, no, I don't agree. How that could be? No, I don't agree. That's not true. So we are having a dialogue. I'm not speaking alone.
Yes.
One is with the microphone, another in the mind. Do you see that happening? There in the back. There in the back. Say yes. It doesn't matter we agree or we disagree. What really matters is we should know we are agreeing or we are disagreeing. This is what is awareness. Creating the sense of awareness. Otherwise, many times we are doing meetings, we keep saying things, we don't know what we are talking. We end up talking things which we ourselves don't believe, and then we start defending and justifying it. Huh?
Yes.
So, mindfulness. But this is mindfulness. To be aware of whatever mind is telling us, telling people. And if you are stressed, you know what it tells you. When we are stressed, our perception goes for a toss. Even when someone is giving you a compliment, you feel they are taunting you. They compliment, hey, you're looking very good. Oh, look, that's taunting me. You don't take it as a compliment because you are stressed, your perception is colored. When your perception itself is colored, your expression becomes even worse. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
And this is what happened. This is the cause of conflicts in the world. Perceived threat from others. There may not be real threat from the other person, but there is a perception of threat. And this is why? Because the communication system is broken down. Okay, this is just 30 seconds or 1 minute exercise which would help you to relieve your shoulder and neck pain. You can do it anytime. Okay? One more thing I'd say, you're watching the screen a lot, right?
Yeah.
Every one of you. Either in the cell phones, even if you're watching the phones. Either the cell phone or in your laptop, you keep watching the screen. You know what happens when you watch the screen a lot? It impacts your brain and your nervous system. Have you heard about this? How many of you have heard about this? That watching the screen impacts. Yeah. When you watch the screen, you don't blink your eyes. You stare like this. You know what doctor said? When you don't blink your eyes, that part of your brain which is responsible for creativity starts shrinking. This is shocking. Make sure your kids, your children, and all those college goers don't watch the screen too long. Sometimes it is impossible. But I give you a solution for it. What? Blink. Blink your eye. See, when you're talking with people in real time, you don't stare at them and talk to them. They will get scared and you will feel odd, right? When you talk to people in person, you blink. It's naturally it happens. And so take a little time in between your work to blink. You don't need to blink only when you don't know the answer. 43 years back when I started teaching yoga, meditation and all this, people thought this is not the mainstream thing, it's some weird thing. Only people, recluses or someone who go to Himalayas do all this sort of thing. It was never a mainstream in thing to do. I'm talking about 43 years back. But thanks to all the teachers who stood and who taught, now 1/3 of world's population are practicing yoga and meditation as wellness. Today, you see all the big companies when they have to advertisement for relaxation or comfort, they put you in sitting in a lotus pose. Whether you have learned yoga or not, but you have all done yoga, I bet you. I get challenged. You know what? You observe a child from the age of 3 months to 3 years, it does all the yoga postures.
Yeah.
You don't need a yoga teacher. You simply need to have a baby at home and follow the baby the way it breathes. Baby breathes with the belly. And the baby does all the exercises. Now you have a cat or a dog, they do certain exercises. And that's all part of yoga. So yoga is so natural to us. What does it do? It tones your body, aligns the mind and the breath. Body, mind, breath in a synchronicity creates a sense of harmony within and harmony all around us. See, we are all vibrations, my dear. We are all emitting vibrations. If you are a student of physics, you know that the whole world is just wave function. Everything is just vibrations. The ancient philosophy also said the same thing. We are all vibrations. And the challenge is how to keep our vibrations positive. In spite of all testing times, all tiring moments in life, how to keep your vibrations positive. I say, let's be natural, let's be free. The sense of freedom alone can make you blossom in love. This is for the neck and shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Those who did not raise their hand also rising. Yes, just all your fingers wide apart. And you feel some pain in the and your thumbs in your TMJ. You know TMJ? TMJ between the two jaws. Thumb at the root of the jaws and the other 8 fingers in the seat. If you now let us roll the eyes. Roll your eyes clockwise and 3 times like that and 3 times anti-clockwise. Left down, right up, left down, right up. Look at the walls and not more nice. Continue with wisdom, meditation. See, when it comes to wisdom, we seem to shy away. See, we accept food from every part of the world, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
By eating pizza and pasta, you don't become Italian. Or by eating Danish cookies, you will not become a Scandinavian. Or eating gulab jamun and samosa, you don't become an Indian. Right? Or by eating, dim sum, you don't become a Chinese. Correct? So you accept food from every part of the world. You accept music from every part of the world. When it comes to wisdom, we seem to create a lot of barriers in our mind. Just imagine if every child in the world knows a little bit about all the great work and philosophies and religion of the world. Earlier I was meeting someone who said, we are doing the interfaith work, I really congratulate them. See, this is what we need. We need our children to grow up with a broad and open mindset, don't you think so? Yes. Not with a very narrow fanaticism or fundamentalism. And that has taken a big toll on the planet, social environment, terrorism. The cause of terrorism is lack of broad-based education and understanding. Every child knows a little bit about the 10 major faiths of the world. A little bit about Christianity, a little bit about Islam, a little bit about Judaism, a little bit about Buddhism, Taoism, Shintoism, and Hinduism, Jainism. These are 10 major faiths. And underlying all the faith is one message: love others as thyself. Love everybody. Be compassionate. Embrace everyone as part of you. Don't do to others what you don't want others to do to you. That's the baseline. So if a person knows a little bit about Taoism, a little bit about what Lord Buddha said, there's wonderful stories about Lord Buddha, wonderful stories in the Upanishad about Lord Krishna. If some people miss these things, how they are missing out on the wisdom that the world is giving. So a little bit about all this. If a child grows up with this, with a sense of belonging, owning all the traditions, cultures of the world, instead of that, if we are bringing up, oh, maybe God will punish me or fry me in hell, or only I will go to heaven, everybody going to hell. That person creates hell for everybody. We should get out of this mindset. Yeah? So, the universal wisdom must be adopted by everybody. Yeah. For the world to be happier and in a safer place. Okay? One last question.
What can you advise an old man?
Know that your spirit doesn't age and you are still young. See, when you are hungry, you go to a restaurant. When you want to do exercise, there is a gymnasium in every corner. And women here, when they want to look more beautiful, they get the beauty parlor. They go and do all that, what is it, Botox, facial, special things. You have the beauty salons. Men want to have a haircut, there are salons. You want to have entertainment, these days you don't even have to go to movie theatre, you get it all on your phone. But there is no place where you can go and dump your worries, your anxieties, and your tension and become happy. That is why I feel we should have more happiness center. A center where you go, there is a teacher, there is a counselor. You can do some breathing, do some meditation, and get a little bit of wisdom, get a little bit of counseling, and come out with a big smile. All Art of Living Center, we have only one room. You can come in with any tension, but we can't go back without a smile. You have to drop all your tension there, and you have to go out with a smile. That is one condition we have. And everybody fulfills that. We make sure that everybody goes back with renewed enthusiasm and positivity. So don't you think we need such a center in Manila?
Yes.
See, I've been coming here for the last 30 years, I would say. I've come, one after 9 years, after 8 years, but the first time I came here was in a long time back. No, before that. Before you also had come once, when the father of the current president, Marcos, was here in power, and he was very fond of meditation and all those things. So I come then once also, and that must be in the late 80s, sometime in the 80s. Very sure we can move Philippines also in the happiness index. In Europe, and you can